Okay, so I just talked about Bad Moms Christmas, which I think is one of the worst Christmas movies for 2017. Now let's flip that coin over and talk about one of the best Christmas movies for 2017, The Man Who Invented Christmas. The Man Who Invented Christmas. Now I don't know how to say this director's name, so I'm just going to put it up on the screen here. This movie stars Dan Stevens, Christopher Plummer, Jonathan Pryce, and some other actors. This movie is a new telling of A Christmas Carol, but done in a much different way. This movie is more focused on the author, Charles Dickens, played by Dan Stevens, and how he writes A Christmas Carol and how he creates the characters. This is the Finding Neverland approach to A Christmas Carol, which is an awesome idea. When I heard that they were going to do this approach for A Christmas Carol, that they were going to show what maybe a fictional way, maybe there is some nonfiction to the story of how Charles Dickens wrote A Christmas Carol, I thought that is an awesome idea. And this movie is great. It is definitely an instant Christmas classic and definitely a movie I would love to watch every year around Christmas time. Dan Stevens does a great job as this character. And basically with the plot of this movie, you have Dan Stevens, who has just finished Oliver Twist, and he wrote 3 other stories afterwards, and those 3 other stories were considered flops at the time, so he doesn't know what he's going to do for his next story, and he's trying to come up with his next story, having a little bit of a writer's block, and then he comes up with the idea of doing a Christmas story and making it about a greedy miser, and then you watch the story unfold and how he creates the characters and everything. And the movie's just really good, and I really liked how they showed what could have been the possible inspirations for some of these characters and some of the famous lines from the story. It was done very well. Christopher Plummer plays Ebenezer Scrooge in the movie, and he does a great job. And there have been many actors that played the Scrooge character, and every actor plays the character just a little bit differently. And Christopher Plummer does an amazing job with this character, and I can see him getting a Best Supporting Actor nomination and Dan Stevens getting a Best Actor nomination. That's how good these 2 actors are in the movie and how well they work off each other. I did like that this movie is supposed to be a reflection on who Charles Dickens is as a person and how he goes through his own journey of becoming a better person at the end of the film, making him into a version of Scrooge in his own way, which that was done very well also. Because Charles' father was sent to debtor's prison and Charlie was forced to work in the workhouses as a child. Jonathan Pryce plays Charles Dickens' father in the film, and he was done very well in the movie. Also, my favorite character in the movie is this orphan maid that they have in the film, named Tara, played by Anna Murphy, who becomes an inspiration for The Ghost of Christmas Past. And she was really good in the movie. She's this woman that Charles Dickens is reading the story to, his first audience for the story, and she's great in the movie. Then you have the guy that plays his best friend in the film, and he was very good in the movie as well. I forget the actor's name, but he was great in the film. He becomes an inspiration for a couple of the characters, like the Ghost of Christmas Present and Scrooge's nephew, I believe, as well. And the woman that plays Charles Dickens' wife, I thought she was really good in the movie as well. And Jeri Ryan, who plays Charles Dickens' mom, I thought was very good in the film too. The movie really does a good job with the time period being set in 1843. Just everything about this movie was done very well. So Overall, I really did like this movie. The only real flaw with this movie is that it's a little bit predictable, but I didn't care how predictable it was. I was enjoying the story and enjoying the characters and everything. So I'm going to give this movie an A. Definitely check out The Man Who Invented Christmas.